All right, what is up? My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're gonna review Tron Ares, the movie that came out this weekend. This is the third movie in the Tron franchise. Is it going to be as good? We'll let you know. We'll give you our likes, we'll give you our dislikes, and we'll give you our ratings at the end. And if you're in our live chat right now, we want you guys to let us know what you guys think about Tron. So make sure you leave your ratings in there as well. And if you're watching on the replay, we appreciate all you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Tron. But we'll start off with Brian with giving us a synopsis of this movie.
All right. Mankind encounters AI beings for the first time when a highly sophisticated program, Ares, leaves the digital world for a dangerous mission in the real world.
Pretty much. Yeah, so we're gonna get into spoilers and all that stuff. So just so you guys know, spoiler warning. Brandman, what are your likes about Tron?
I think right out of the woodwork, visually, it was a lot of fun. You know, especially in IMAX 3D. That's how I saw it. A lot of fun to watch in IMAX 3D. I thought the soundtrack was great. Like Trent Reznor did his thing, music wise, and I know the verdict's very out on Jared Leto. I'm personally pretty indifferent to him, but I thought that he worked in this. I thought he was fine. It wasn't any performance that like necessarily blew me away, but I thought he was fine in it. I thought that the actors did what they could. Was it Jodie Turner Smith? Is that her name?
Yeah, she played Athena. Jodie Turner Smith.
Yeah, I think she really elevated it. Evan Peters is pretty good in anything he shows up in. I thought all around the board the acting was fine, but where this movie really shined was visually. I think I still prefer Tron Legacy from a visual standpoint. I just kind of like the aesthetic and the and like the whole like just color palette, like the blues and blacks they went for with that worked a little more for me. But it was eye candy. It was visual. That's where the movie really shines.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Brian? Some of your likes.
It wasn't hard to follow.
Yeah.
Like the storyline was as simplistic as you can get. Very straightforward. It wasn't too long. It looked amazing, but it just didn't take a long time to get there, and no one's gonna say it overcomplicated their thoughts. That's my goods. And it ended.
Yeah. And it ended. Yeah. Oh God, that ending. We talk about that. Yeah. So my likes, the visuals, amazing. It looks so cool seeing all that stuff in the real world. It looked like it was there. Like visually amazing. Soundtrack was probably the best soundtrack of the year so far. I don't see anything coming forward. Yeah, I don't see anything. Oh, Sinners. Yeah.
I'll take
Sinners is up there. Yeah, I take that back. I forgot about Sinners. Sinners is the best. This is definitely second best. But it fit the vibe of the looks, of this very like techno kind of vibe, with the Nine Inch Nails kind of soundtrack with Trent Reznor. So yeah, it fitted very well. But yeah, a really awesome soundtrack. Cinematography was great. The way it was shot, some of the scenes on the bikes and stuff like that. The visual cinematography was like really good. Like really good. I am not a Jared Leto fan at all, but he's not the worst part of the movie. I was really expecting for him to be the worst part of the movie, and he really wasn't. So yeah. So I mean, and that for me, that's a
You're
plus.
like Jared
He's
Leto
not-
wasn't the worst thing.
Yeah, that's a win in my book. That's a win.
Right?
So
I said the same
yeah.
exact thing.
yeah, if he's not the worst thing in the movie, that's a win in his book. But we'll get more into him with our dislikes for sure. Okay. What about your dislikes? Well, you had any issues with the movie, Brandman?
Well, it suffered from a similar problem that Tron Legacy had. The story was just so simplistic and almost non-existent. I think Tron Legacy kind of suffered from a similar problem, but this was even this plot was even more flat and generic than Legacies, I thought. It was so flat, in fact, that I was more I had completely forgot about the story. I was just more engaged with the visuals. Also, speaking of Legacy, I think this Ares was such a nothing of a character compared to like the likes of Sam Flynn, who wasn't a terribly Sam wasn't like the best character. It's a character that you had seen many, many times, but I liked watching him a lot more than I did Ares. I think this did a big disservice to the character of Sam with them just saying, "Oh, he stepped down from Incom." Like I'm sitting there, and they do that shit right out of the woodwork, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
Why would Sam, after his whole character arc and legacy, just step down from Incom? He would just say, "Screw it." After it was established he was going to be carrying on his father's legacy, there was really no reason this movie couldn't have followed legacy more and just continued with Sam and and Cora. They that was right for picking with legacy. They really could have just pressed forward with that if they wanted to. What else? Yeah, I think those were my big hangups.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, also, wait, real quick. It was supposed to be Tron Salvation was supposed to be the follow-up to Tron Legacy. And then
Legacy,
they pulled
yeah.
it because there's a bunch of different reasons. The big going reason was Tomorrowland was a flop, and they're like, "Oh, people don't like sci-fi." Well, forget Tron, and it was having a lot of issues with like story and stuff like that. But supposedly, a lot of the ideas of Tron Salvation they used in Tron Ares, just didn't use Sam and Cora, which why? But yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, there was supposed to be that. But Brian, what about you? What are your dislikes?
Man, where can I start? All right, so I disagree. Jared Leto, found him wanting in every aspect of acting. I really didn't enjoy him. I thought the storyline literally could have been written by an 8-year-old. When I say straightforward as hell. Like, why are we even doing this? Like, I was so disappointed, and I was taken out. But Jared Leto, the character, I was taken out. I mean, multiple times in this movie. I feel like people just didn't get it, and it was made by people that don't care. So, yeah, it felt like soulless. At the end of the day, my bad is that it felt soulless.
That's a good way to put it. So like I said, Jared Leto wasn't the worst part of the movie, but that's only because there were other things that were so bad. Like I thought the plot was just so bland and boring. I didn't really care for there was Jodie Turner Smith I thought did okay, and Evan Peters I thought did okay. Everyone else I felt like phoned it in, like really like just phoned it in. It was like they were just there to get a paycheck, And then you had Jared Leto who, like, you're like, hey, play this robot AI character who doesn't know how to be human, but he really wants to be human. Who does that sound like? Sounds like fucking Jared Leto. So it was like he was literally made to play this role, and the ending. It was like when he's like writing the letter, I was like, oh my god, this is how Jared Leto would actually write a letter. It's like, so it's like, oh my god. So yeah, but again, he wasn't the worst part. That for me, that's the win. Usually he's the worst part. But to have Cameron was that Monaghan in for like 2 seconds, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh cool. And then he was nothing. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what? It was like that was
Don't pay
stupid.
attention to this character. He's not really that important. I know it seems like he's important, but it's not really that important.
Yeah, like you get to see his face. You're like, oh, he's a famous actor. I know him. He must be important. You never see him again.
Like, yeah.
This
like,
movie was
supposed call that a
to
cameo.
Yeah. I mean, he cries for a second and then dies. Oh man. But it doesn't if it completely glosses over everything that happened in the second Tron Legacy. It was like in Legacy it was like oh, we're looking for this key, we're looking for the was it permanence code. But I was like, didn't you figure that shit out in the last movie? Like, oh, we need to find things to stay here forever. You figured that out in the last movie, right? With Cora, it's like,
no, but it was lost. You didn't find out. You can understand it was lost somehow,
and they kind of hint at the end, at the very, very end, where you see the picture of Sam and Cora, and then there's another picture of just Cora, and it looks like she's like balding, losing some hair. So I initially thought, I'm like, oh shit, she has like some illness, which I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't Flynn tell her you're going to be the answer to religion, to illnesses, to politics? You're going to be the key to everything. And then the next time we see her in a movie, like, is a picture where she looks like she's dying. So it's like, okay, I guess,
Yeah, I thought it was just me who kind of caught that, because it looked like she was she looked sickly.
Yeah, like she had like no hair, like most of the top of her head. Like she had some hair on the crown, but that was it. So
or like her hair was thinning.
So that made no sense. And then also, so when Flynn shows up in this movie, it made zero sense, because the whole time I'm like, why is he here? And he goes, oh, I'm here because you're here. I was like, cool. What does that mean?
It's a true story, bro. True story.
Yeah. It's like you're dead. Like, you sacrificed yourself to kill Clue in the last one, and now you but there's a backup, or it's kind of a backup, but not really. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, why wasn't this Eve's sister? Why wasn't it Eve's sister? It would have made so much more sense if it was Eve's sister. In the beginning of the movie, she goes, yeah, but I'm always around. It would have made more sense if she was protecting the code. She found it. She's going to protect it. When he goes in there, he sees Eve's sister having this conversation, have the memories that he saw of Eve. But you do the nostalgia shit, and as much as I love Jeff Bridges, it didn't make any sense why he was in it. So this whole movie was just like,
yeah, you know what?
Like you said. Good.
Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that. Like, I'm like, he imploded in Legacy.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing? Why? And didn't even seem like there was a really good explanation for that.
So everybody said it to the trash can. They took him to a new world to try again.
I don't know. And then
And then,
my
like,
last. Go ahead.
why a Tron movie with no Tron? Like,
It-
his name's in the title.
exactly.
Is he still like floating in that ocean that he landed in Legacy, or what?
Yeah, it's just. Because I think I left a comment. If anybody wants to go check out a positive review for Tron Ares, go check out Zack Attacks. Check Zack Attacks reviews. He enjoyed the movie. And I told him, like, there's no Tron in a Tron movie. And I think he responded, he was like, yeah, but there really wasn't a lot of Tron in the other movies. I was like, excuse me? you know, in the original Tron, he's the main character. And in Tron Legacy, he's like the badass going around killing people. You didn't know it at the time. You figured it out at the end. So it was like Tron was there the whole time. He was just brainwashed, kind of thing, because Clue brainwashed him until the
and
end.
It kept him getting to that point where you're thinking he's going to come, and this never did.
He's going to save the day. He's going to help them. He was going to help Ares somehow. Didn't show up. And then the one person that shows up made no sense why he showed up. So yeah, man, this one was such a pretty picture, that sounds amazing, and that was it. So.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into our ratings, and then we'll get into everyone's comments. So let's finish things off with our ratings. Now, later, never. Now means you go run and watch it right now before it gets spoiled. Later means you wait till it's at home, and never means just skip it. Brandman, what are you giving Tron Ares?
I think I have to say a later. I had a fun time. I definitely had a fun time, but I think if you're not seeing this movie on a big screen, preferably in 3D too, there's really no point. I think you'll get the full experience. It's just a visual blast, but you have to see it a very specific way. Otherwise, if you're not willing to spring for the IMAX 3D, you can just wait until it's on Disney Plus or something. The storyline's really nothing to. It's nothing we haven't seen, and nothing that we haven't seen done a lot better. Legacy was the superior movie. This one was passable, but it's not really anything that you need to rush out for. So, if I had to between all three, I'd give it a later. It's entertaining enough. Nothing you need to rush.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What you giving it?
I was not intrigued by any part of the actual movie part. Like, I was very disappointed, and when I was watching, I didn't feel like it flowed well. It looked pretty. I'm even okay with the character you had, but it didn't make sense in the lore I've heard from Tron, and I just was not with it. So this is definitely a later for me.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, part of me is like, if you want to see this, you have to see it on the big screen. But the thing is, like, don't waste money. So if there's a way you can see it for free, then okay, because seeing it on the big screen is pretty cool. Besides that, man, I would probably give it a never. Like, I was always I was contemplating going between later and never. And honestly, like, you can probably skip this, and whatever movie they pulled out next, this I don't think even matters. Because if they're going to talk about Cora, if they're going to talk about Sam, then anything that happens in this doesn't really matter besides Ares himself, which already got explained with Cora. Like, there's already a more important being. She's the last ISO, the last naturally born on the grid person or program that became real. He's just a made program became real. She's way more important, and they already figured it out. So for me, this really didn't do anything besides bringing the big machines to the world, which again looked cool. They don't really do
Nothing's
much.
that important. Yeah.
Yeah, really didn't do much, and it was like, how much damage can it do in 29 minutes? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, so I'll probably give it a never, man. Just as a Tron fan, I love Tron. I'm a legacy apologist.
I love Legacy.
Yeah,
Saw that in the
yeah,
movie theater 4 times, all in IMAX 3D.
nice. So, but yeah, this one, I gotta give it a never, and it's not even because of Jared Leto.
But you don't cry because of Jared Leto was in it. So
yeah, I mean, he didn't make the movie better by any means. Don't get me wrong. He just wasn't the main problem with the movie. Yeah, that's it for our Tron Ares review. We're going to get into everyone's comments, so you guys stick around. We're going to get to the live comments. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you're watching on the replay, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this movie. But we appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much. And if you are live, stick around because we're going to move on to your comments right now.